UFC 307 is in the books, and it was absolutely pants. Apart from the main event. The main event, these two, Alex Pereira, Khalil Rountree, they carried. They carried this card. This card was so bad. It was so bad. But these two carried, man. And my respect for Rountree has gone up tremendously. And my fear of Alex Pereira has gone up tremendously as well. This guy is just a killer. He's a killer. Oh, I felt bad for Khalil Rountree in that fourth round. I felt bad for him. Like Pereira was just putting a beating on him, and Rountree's got a heart of a lion, man. He just stayed in there. He kept going. If you want to go round by round, right, in that first round, right, Rountree looked dangerous. He looked so dangerous. He was fast. He was powerful. It was clear what his game plan was. Straight away, he was planning to blitz in, land that overhand. He landed it a couple of times, but majority of the time he came up short, right? Because of reach, and also because Alex was kind of Pereira was kind of screening away. The game plan was a double-edged sword. Look, he had to explode off the back foot naturally, because you don't want a guy like Alex Pereira putting you up against the cage. We've seen what he does to guys. You know, he did it to Adesanya. And when he gets you up against the cage, he just turns a switch and he goes to kill mode. But at the same time, high altitude and blitzing alone, it's gonna take the wind out of anyone. And Roundtree he just didn't have that, and it was his first championship fight. First time he's gone 5 rounds. I feel like he needed to ease down on it a little bit, but it seemed like every time he went to engage, it was a blitz. He was blitzing in with not even just one shot, not even just a big overhand. It would be 3, 4 shots at a time. And at the end of the first round, he was doing the flipping Robbie Lawler, Carlos Conde, hands up on the flipping cage. He was exhausted at the end of the first round, and it was a uphill battle from then. But Pereira, he landed some good offense as well, mainly the calf kick. I didn't realize that he was so good at landing the calf kick with his lead leg. That is like southpaw orthodox. It doesn't matter. He's gonna chop your leg down, and that's what he did. He landed a couple in that first round. What else happened in that first round? Oh, right. Pereira went to that. So he would land the calf kick with the left leg, and he would go for the high kick with the right, but Roundtree pretty much read it after the very first one. And Pereira kept doing it. It was a bit weird. Why would he keep doing it? Right? Roundtree literally capitalized off it, and well, he did in the second round. So what happened in the second round was what Roundtree does really well, and we've seen it in his previous fights, is that he counters off kicks, right? And he was countering off that high kick that Pereira was throwing with that right leg. And when he did try to follow up with the shots, he came short again, man. It just throughout the fight, he kept coming up short with the blitzes, with the counters. But then he drops Alex Pereira. Yeah. And how did he drop him? Well, Alex Pereira tried a head kick again. Yeah, I don't know why he kept going back to that head kick. Luckily, in between rounds, Glover and the rest of his trainers told him, listen, just throw the head kick in the bin. You don't need it. But yeah, Roundtree landed with the wrist. Yeah, world's strongest wrist. He dropped Alex Pereira, and Pereira's lights were switched off for like half a second. But then he came back up. It was mad. But yeah, that definitely gave Roundtree confidence, knowing that he's not standing in front of a guy that can't be hurt. Um, uh, but yeah, Roundtree landed a big head kick of his own too, which looked like it didn't phase Pereira at all, and it was really weird, right? Anytime Roundtree landed something big, Pereira would get straight back into his face. They were fighting for the center of the octagon for literally the first 2 rounds, and then it looked like Pereira took the center from well, the end of the second onwards. But yeah, going into the third round, obviously, like I said, Pereira's coaches told him, look, just dump the head kick. Pereira's got this thing, right? I think he's very, very irresponsible defensively. Right, he got Izzy up against Cage in that second fight, and he was so happy that he hurt him. And he was landing big knees and he was landing shots, but his hands are down here, and I get why his hands are down here, right? When a man's got his hands down here and he's throwing punches, you can't see them, but at the same time, your chin's up here, mate. Yeah, and Rountree landed some good shots, man. He landed some good shots, but those blitzes, throwing 3-4 shots, punches in bunches, it worked in Pereira's favor because Rountree was tired in that third round. He was very tired, and those calf kicks were adding up. Rountree couldn't put weight on the leg. Pereira landed a big knee in the third round, and then Rountree's straight punches started becoming looping KSI punches. And by the end of that third round, Pereira just entered ascendancy, and Rountree just kind of entered descendancy. He was just going down. He was tired. His calf just got eaten up for breakfast. And I think Pereira actually busted his nose open too in that third round. But it was essentially the beginning of the end, that third round, because that round 4, mate, that round 4 was a hard watch. I think it started with a jab, right? It started with a jab, and Pereira, right? He gets no leverage, yet he generates so much power. I think he cut up Khalil's eye, right, with a jab from like here. It wasn't even like I don't know how he does it, man. I don't know how he generates so much power with such short distance. But he cut up Khalil's eye. He just started throwing straight punches down the pipe. Khalil was hurt. He went into a high guard. Pereira started throwing hooks around the guard. He started coming underneath it with uppercuts. And yeah, it was hard to watch, man. It was really, really hard to watch. Khalil showed one of the greatest displays of heart that I've ever seen. He started throwing these looping punches that Pereira was just kind of eating up. And with Pereira choosing the right shots, like getting his shot selection correct, he had Pereira up, Rountree up against the cage, and then he just started ripping him to the body. And after he started ripping him to the body, a few more shots to the head, Rountree just couldn't take it anymore. Just like the Robbie Lawler 2 fight. Rory McDonald just couldn't take the pain anymore and just dropped, and that's exactly what happened to Khalil Rountree. He just could not take it anymore and he just collapsed. And fair enough, man. He stayed in there for as long as he possibly could. Went out on a shield. And after the fight, Mark Goddard, right, the referee, apparently he said that from 20 years of doing his job, he's never heard the sounds that Pereira's, like, the sound that Pereira's punches make when they land. He's never heard those kind of sounds before, if that makes sense. And I quote, he called them ungodly. Astaghfirullah. Yeah, it was a mental fight. It saved the card, right? It didn't leave me with a bitter taste in my mouth or anything. It ended the card. It left me quite happy, right? Because the rest card was shit. Pereira just stalked him for the entire fight, man. He stalked him, cornered him, and he just had to wait. He just had to wait because Rountree was doing a lot of the hard work for him by tiring himself out. And Pereira just kind of helped it on a little bit by landing those calf kicks, neutralizing that lead leg. He's the only fighter I've seen create offense strictly through presence. And just him standing there, it damages you mentally. He just stands in front of you, right? We're talking some of the toughest men on the planet, and he just intimidates them. He intimidates them with his size, his posture, and that counts for something. It does something to you mentally. It was a brilliant fight, and it carried the event for me. So, yeah, let's talk about some of the other fights on the card. Yeah, the other title fight on the card: Juliana Pena versus Raquel Pennington. Look, I chose Juliana Pena to win, right? Because I don't think Raquel Pennington. I don't. I'll be honest. The women's bantamweight division is absolutely pants. Genuinely, the skill level down there is so bad. Like Raquel Pennington, we saw the fight against Bueno Silva, right? It was bad. It was bad. She wasn't listening to her coaches. It was bad. But some controversy potentially. Right, I thought Pennington actually won the fight. I thought she won round 1, round 4 and 5. I gave Pena 2 and 3. Thought Pennington did more damage, but I'll be honest, I'm not that bothered. But the most interesting thing to me is the fact that Pena, she's running away from Kayla Harrison, right? Joe Rogan asked, look, Kayla Harrison waiting right there. Yeah, they even flipping half the screen. They had Kayla Harrison on the camera as well, backstage. With Juliana Pena, what does she do? She calls out Amanda Nunes, who's retired. Honestly, absolute duck. Yeah. Yeah, the next fight has to be Kayla Harrison versus Juliana Pena, and if Amanda Nunes was to come out of retirement, it wouldn't be for Juliana Pena again. It would be for Kayla Harrison, you'd think, right? But yeah, that's all I've really got to say on that fight. I'm not too bothered that Pennington didn't get the win, even though I thought that she did win. Jose Aldo versus Mario Batista. This fight made my piss boil, right? Absolute robbery. I don't care what anyone says, yeah? Look, damage is king. Jose Aldo did more damage. He should have won the fight. Right? Bautista, he was doing this, right, on Aldo's legs. He was doing this, no damage, nothing. He was just doing this for the entire round. He won the fight. Mate, the first round, right? I give it to Bautista. He was aggressive. He pushed Aldo up against the cage. He was landing some nice knees to the leg, but Aldo lit up his Bautista's lead leg with just two kicks. And we started seeing flipping little black and blue patches on Bautista's lead leg. But I've got 3 problems. I love Aldo, right? He's one of the greatest. But I've got 3 problems with the old man Aldo, right? 3, just 3 problems. He's too passive, right? He's idle against the cage. He kind of just stands there, right? And I think it's because he's got so much confidence in his takedown defense that he's happy just to have his back up against the cage. And then he doesn't throw leg kicks anymore. Why? He's one of the greatest kickers I've ever seen. I think my theory is he's scared that he's never going to be able to play football again. Right, he's been watching Conor McGregor videos, yeah, when McGregor snapped his shin. He's been watching Anderson Silva, the Anderson Silva videos, when Anderson Silva snapped his shin. He's watching all these videos. He's like, I don't want that to happen to me. I like playing football. I want to play football, so I don't want to throw kicks. That's outrageous, mate. He threw 2 kicks. 2 kicks. And we were already seeing flipping black and blue on Batista's leg. And then he decided not throwing kicks for the rest of the fight. I don't understand, man. I miss the days where he was kicking like Uriah Faber's legs off for fun. Well, Aldo, he's 37, or according to Gilbert Burns, 41. Gilbert Burns exposing Aldo's real age is mental. I think they talked about it during commentary. Apparently, Gilbert Burns said that when Jose Aldo and Burns started training together, Aldo was 5 years older than him. Now suddenly, Aldo's only 1 year older than him. Oh yeah, back to the fight. Look, in the second round, Aldo gained Batista's respect with some nice shots. Batista was like, okay, this old, potentially 41-year-old man, he's got some power, old man strength, right? Dad strength. Aldo landed a knee up the middle, which hurt Bautista, cut him open. But once again, no kicks. It was so frustrating, man. Hold on, you'll be able to play football, mate. Right? You'll be able to play football. But regardless, he still took the round. Threw some great jabs as well. Big right hands in that round. But they both looked a little tired in that second round. I'd imagine it's because of the high altitude. But Aldo does this funny thing, right, where when someone attempts a takedown up against the cage specifically, he kind of just looks up and like sighs and rolls his eyes like, which is cold, right? He's basically indicating like, oh, this guy, this bum, he's not gonna be able to take me down, right? This is just a bit boring. But at the same time, Aldo, you have to escape, mate. You have to get out of him, get underhook, turn him around, push him off, and then go back to scrapping on the feet. But he kind of just sits there, wrist control. She's so frustrating to watch, old man Aldo sometimes. But yeah, where was so yeah, that round was super frustrating. But what was really frustrating and what made my piss absolutely boil was that third round. That third round, Batista realized, okay, I can't compete on the feet anymore. Yeah, so he just decided that he's gonna hold Jose Aldo's legs until the time runs out. That was his tactic. Third round, he did that. But I think Aldo won. Right, he did the most damage. Batista, it's like he didn't even do any damage in that final round. Right, tried to land some meaty flying knee at the end of that third round, and it didn't land. And look, I'm not one of those fans that boos as soon as a grappling exchange occurs, right? But if it doesn't lead to a submission attempt, damage, some sort of like advancing in position, then it doesn't do anything for either fighter, for me. Damage is king, and Aldo did more of it, so it's just a bit frustrating, to be honest. Kevin Holland, it's unfortunate. Not much to say, really. I love Kevin Holland, and I've talked about him before, and I've said that he's the best worst fighter I've ever seen. It's just super unfortunate. Delize landed a takedown. It was a good takedown. He started landing some ground and pound, and then it looked like Holland he torqued his body in awkward fashion when he was going for an armbar, I think it was, and then Delize kind of stepped over his guard, and then I don't know what happened when he twisted. He kind of did something to his rib. He went back to his corner. He was screaming. Aah! McGregor is cheeky, by the way. Yeah, a man with a bruised toe was telling Kevin on to get back in there and see what that was mental. I think he took that tweet down. But yeah, it's a shame for Holland, because I just think he's quality. I think everyone likes the guy, man. And he's the most active fighter alongside Pereira, I believe. I think that's right. So yeah, I mean, we all hope Kevin Holland gets better. But yeah, let's talk about Kayla Harrison, right? Kayla Harrison is a monster. Yeah, that first round, the way she controlled Ketlin Vieira towards the end of the first, that was mental, right? I think everyone thought Harrison, look, minus 900 favorite. Even me, I'll be honest, I thought she was going to walk through Ketlin Vieira, but she showed some weaknesses. Naturally, her stand-up's not going to be that good, right? I mean, this is only her second fight in the UFC. And her stand-up's going to get better, by the way, which is only a bad thing for the rest of the women in the bantamweight division. But yeah, she there was a funny part where I think Joe Rogan said Harrison is just manhandling her out there. So, some vindication for MMA Guru fans there. Oh, yeah, the Kayla Harrison, she won that first round. The second round, she struggled to get the takedown. She does. She's not really aggressive in her takedown attempts, is she? And it seems like all of her takedowns are like trips up against the fence, up against the cage. A bit one-dimensional. She really struggled to get that takedown. She became super careless in the clinch and ate a huge elbow. And that elbow just left a nasty gash over her right eye. I feel like Vieira did a really good job in remaining defensively responsible. She didn't allow her to thread that leg through in order to initiate a takedown. Unfortunately for her, in the third, that ominous end to the first round repeated itself, and Harrison just smashed her on the ground. She, like I said, she didn't steamroll Vieira like everyone thought she would. She showed some weaknesses, mainly on the feet and also in her ability to initiate a takedown. But let's be honest, her becoming champ is just inevitable, isn't it? It is. She'll probably walk through Juliana Pena, take her down, ground and pound, smash her, and then I don't know. Maybe we get Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. Yeah. Buckley Thompson. I thought Wonderboy died. This 41-year-old man was laid out flat. He was not moving. Right. Buckley May. Right hand from hell. Mike Tyson-esque. Through the level change, and then he threw his entire body into that right hand, and Thompson just collapsed. It was mental. He just threw everything into that shot. Buckley struggled with the range throughout the fight. He landed some good takedowns, mixing the takedowns. Didn't really do anything with the takedowns just because, he couldn't hold Thompson down. But also, with Thompson's experience, he knew what to do. Like, Buckley landed a takedown in the center of the octagon. Thompson straight away, scooted back to the fence. That's just experience. I feel like Wonderboy was actually winning. He was landing the better shots. But Buckley found that big right hand. And yeah, it was nasty. Called out Kamaru Usman. I don't think that's going to happen, fella. Yeah. I think Usman knows that time's not on his side. He's been out for a while. He wants that Bilal fight. If he doesn't get that Bilal fight, he's going to look to fight someone in the top 5. Maybe like a JDM or something. So I think Buckley's got a ways to go. Who could he really fight? Buckley right now. Let's see. Welterweight division. Jeff Neal, Gilbert Burns maybe. Burns coming off a loss against Sean Brady. I don't know what's happening with Gary. I don't know. There's a couple of fights in there for him. I don't know. Let's see what the UFC want to do. But yeah, I like Buckley, man. He's I'm trying to think. Other guys in the welterweight division that have that explosiveness, that kind of power. There's not many, so there's a lot of fun fights that you can put him in, and he's a good personality on the mic. That always helps. But yeah, in terms of the rest of the mate, that referee cannot work for any MMA promotion ever again. What was it, 4, 5 eye pokes with not even a warning? I think the commission, right? I think they brought in a boxing referee as opposed to an MMA ref, because that guy broke up every single clinch. As soon as they clinched, he broke it up. He did not let them work in the clinch at all. And I can't believe I'm saying this, right? That referee, he made me want Steve Mazzagatti back. That's how bad he was. That referee was off. So I do not want to see him again. That's it. Ryan Spann got a great KO against OSP, and yeah, that's it really. Gonna come out with a vid on what's next for Pereira potentially. So stick around for that.